And so is Paris. She's so funny, so amazing, such a good friend, really loyal, loves to have fun.
Though it's hard to imagine, there once was a time when Kim Kardashian wasn't considered celebrity royalty. She was overshadowed by her more famous friends, most of whom also had famous parents. Because her father, Robert Kardashian, was a lawyer and her mother, Kris, was a socialite married to Bruce, now Caitlyn Jenner, Kim had grown up with rather impressive connections. It was these connections, as well as a certain tape, that Kardashian would leverage in order to gain fame. The Kardashians have managed to mastermind their social savvy into an empire, something that had merely been a goal of Kim's in the early 2000s. Kim was shown this dream could come true, as it was the reality one of her friends, Paris Hilton, was currently living. Paris was one of, if not the biggest it girl of the early 2000s. She was a California hotel heiress who was a regular at fashion shows and private celebrity events, and she just landed her own reality television show. Paris was a bona fide socialite, expected to do little more than shop and party with other celebrities. Still, she had attempted to branch out into modeling with her younger sister Nikki, and was expected to use her famous last name to become a big star with little effort. Paris was one of the pioneers of a new type of fame, one that relied on attention from tabloids, blogs, and early social media sites like MySpace. She wasn't a singer or an actress, but simply famous for being famous. It was Paris who Kim Kardashian credited for bringing her further into the celebrity world. And ultimately, it was Paris herself who modeled the path for Kim to reach her level of fame and then surpass it. When they were younger, Paris and Kim had run in the same affluent Beverly Hills social circle. Paris was the great-granddaughter of Hilton Hotel founder Conrad Hilton, so she'd grown up in the lap of luxury, splitting her time between New York City and Beverly Hills. In her late teens, she'd become a tabloid fixture for her partying and lavish shopping sprees. Her it-girl status earned Paris magazine covers and small movie roles, and she was always invited to the hottest parties and events. Her star only rose when in 2003, a sex tape she'd filmed with her boyfriend was leaked. The tape, called One Night in Paris, only increased public interest in the heiress. Despite having dabbled into modeling and acting, Paris found most of her success in commodifying the LA socialite lifestyle in the form of fragrances, handbags, and jewelry. Because of her rising popularity, Paris landed The Simple Life, a reality show where she and BFF Nicole Richie would put away their spoiled rich girl ways to learn how to work and earn their own living.
We have to do this right. This is our image. If the phone rings, you answer it. Quality Auto Center, how may I help you?
Hello?
No, it's hello, Quality Auto Center.
Do we charge to check out the brakes squeaking?
No, ma'am.
We normally charge, but you sound hot, so I'll give it to you for free.
Excuse me here.
As the daughter of Lionel Richie, Nicole and Paris had grown up in the same affluent circle. The show was a mega hit, bringing in nearly 13 million viewers per episode. The show made Paris and Nicole reality TV stars, a new type of celebrity that was emerging at the time. Nicole had gone to school with Kim when they were younger, and the two were childhood friends. Paris and Kim became better acquainted through Nicole, and Kim began working for Paris as an assistant and stylist in 2006. Kim had developed a business where she cleaned out celebrities' closets and sold clothes they no longer wanted on eBay.
What's your eBay deal?
I go to my clients' homes and I help them clean out their closets, and we take whatever they don't want and I sell it for them on eBay.
So who are some of your clients that you can mention?
Catherine Bach, the original Daisy Duke, Nicole Richie, Paris Hilton, Brandy, Serena Williams, Cindy Crawford. Some of my clients like me to use their names, some don't, so that can always help to sell the item. It gets a little tricky because they want it to be like authenticated to make sure that it's really that person, and so it could start anywhere from $100 to go up to $1,000, a couple $1,000s. I've made some of my clients like thousands and thousands of dollars.
In addition, she worked as a stylist and personal shopper to other celebrities like Brandy, whose brother Ray J she dated from 2003 to 2006. In 2006, Kim, along with her sisters Courtney and Chloe, would open their boutique Dash, which for a while was one of their most prominent businesses. Kim and Paris's relationship was initially mostly that of an acquaintance and an employee. Kim appeared on a few episodes of The Simple Life, which aired from 2003 to 2007. Her appearances were short and were little more than Kim being shown as inferior in status to Paris and Nicole, whether it was her being ordered to clean Paris's closet or Nicole jokingly calling her a hoe. Despite this, Kim and Paris's relationship did eventually evolve into a genuine friendship. This seemed to come after Paris's falling out with Nicole, which resulted in the demise of The Simple Life. Allegedly, Nicole was hurt that Paris hadn't included her in her guest spot hosting SNL, so she decided to host a viewing party of her own. Instead of playing Paris's SNL episode for her guests, Nicole allegedly played Paris's sex tape instead. Neither has spoken directly about the incident. But when asked about why she wasn't friends with Nicole anymore, Paris said, "It's no big secret that Nicole and I are no longer friends. Nicole knows what she did, and that's all I'm ever gonna say about it." This left the door open for Kim Kardashian to become best friends with Paris, allowing her a front row seat in the heiress's exclusive inner circle. Kim accompanied Paris to LA clubs like Hyde, where only the hottest celebrities were seen. Though Paris was bringing Kim to the forefront by association, it was still evident that she was the much bigger star and still the target for most of the paparazzi. Kim took a back seat, but she seemed to be making connections and taking notes for her own rise to stardom. Kim said that she and Paris knew exactly what to do to be seen and be written about. They'd show up at the hottest party or restaurant, and like clockwork, their picture would be taken and they'd show up in blogs and magazines. Kim was always at Paris' side, ready to soak up the limelight. The two were often spotted in matching outfits and handbags, leaving no room for doubt of their friendship. Little did Paris know, Kim was both her friend and her protege, waiting in the wings for her day to come. 2007 would be a pivotal year in both Paris and Kim's lives. Paris would be arrested for driving on a suspended license. This would lead E! Network to officially cancel The Simple Life and sever further ties with Paris. As Paris was trying to lay low and curb her party girl persona, Kim was trying her hardest to keep her name in everyone's mouths. Following in her famous friend's footsteps, Kim Kardashian's tape with her ex Ray J had leaked, permanently shifting the attention from Paris to Kim. People wanted to know more about the attractive, voluptuous girl who had been at Paris' side the past couple years. Kim was a change of pace from the tall, skinny, blonde socialites who dominated the California social scene. She had a more quote-unquote exotic look and a fuller figure, and her look influenced a shift in beauty standards, the effects of which would go on to last over a decade after her rise to fame. Paris would never really quite recover from Kim so quickly snuffing out the it girl status she'd worked to build, and it was from here that Kim's celebrity status would rise exponentially. Her power-hungry momager, Kris Jenner, capitalized on interest in Kim by securing the family a reality show on E! Network. Jenner pitched the show to Ryan Seacrest as a Hollywood version of the Brady Bunch. Keeping Up with the Kardashians premiered in 2007, just in time to fill the hole The Simple Life had left. The show followed Kim and her sisters as they ran Dash, as well as their rise to fame as socialites and businesswomen.
I think that's probably one of the main reasons I decided to do this show, because we get up every day, we're at the store, we have little sisters that we take to school, we're always, running around, our lifestyles are nonstop. And the party part is just, the fun part at the end of the day, and we always go out together. So it's kind of cool for people that think that of us, and to see that we really do have jobs, we really have so many things going on, not just the store. We're launching our website, we're starting a clothing line. She has 2 stores, probably going to open up another store. We have aspirations of opening up a men's store. There's so much going on.
The show also featured the rest of Kim's blended family, as well as Kourtney's then boyfriend, Scott Disick. The earlier seasons focused on Kim's sudden rise to fame and her attempts to make a name for herself beyond the infamy her sex tape had brought her. Viewers were quick to realize Kris Jenner was always focused on raising her daughter's popularity. Speculation rose that she allegedly had been behind Kim's tape being leaked, and it was all done in a plot to gain fame Paris Hilton style. This of course has never been confirmed, but we have come to see that Kris Jenner is an undisputed mastermind. Though Kim's path to fame was looking eerily similar to Paris's, it seemed more determined to last. Ironically, Kim and the rest of her family were praised for their authenticity, which made fans feel as if they could connect with Kim in a way that they just couldn't with Paris. Kim didn't seem interested in sweeping unsavory moments under the rug like Paris, but instead seemed willing to confront them head on. This difference was probably exaggerated by how different their 2 shows were. The idea of The Simple Life was to portray Paris as an out-of-touch heiress, while Keeping Up with the Kardashians took the angle of a regular family being thrust into stardom. While Paris's princess behavior was easy to make fun of, the Kardashians appeared to be fun and rough around the edges, just like a normal family. Never mind the fact that a regular person wouldn't have Paris Hilton as a childhood acquaintance, a celebrity lawyer father, or an Olympian stepfather. Kim and Paris eventually drifted apart, and there was speculation that Kim eclipsing Paris in popularity had a lot to do with it. When asked how Paris reacted to her spike in popularity, Kim said, "I don't think she was that happy. We didn't really talk about it. I probably would have thought, oh my gosh, let me give her advice, but we had no communication." This was a far cry from the friend who Kim said had shown her the world, traveling from places to Germany to Ibiza to Australia. Now Kim was the main attraction and no longer seemed to need Paris as her way into more elite circles. Keeping Up with the Kardashians was a hit, and the family used the show to promote other endeavors like fragrances and exercise videos. Kim's relationship with Reggie Bush also drew her more attention. She took slots on talk shows, as well as any endorsements and cameos that came her way. Due to her tape, her unique looks, and the fascination with her backside, Kim Kardashian had earned the status as Hollywood's new sex symbol. She cemented this with a nude shoot for Playboy, which was documented on her show. Kim and the rest of the Kardashians quickly implanted themselves into all realms of media and scripted television, to movies to competition shows like Dancing with the Stars. Kim also released her first fragrance that year. As she took advantage of connections made through her parents, her famous exes, and Paris, she quickly became one of the most connected and most famous celebrities. Kim brought famous for being famous to a whole new level, managing to make multiple businesses out of it, as well as put her entire family on the map. By season 3 of Keeping Up with the Kardashians, the show was averaging over 4 million viewers per episode. The Kardashians were an instant phenomenon, dominating the tabloids, talk shows, and now social media. Social media sites like Twitter and Instagram allowed Kim to keep up with her fans in real time and give them a glimpse into her life outside of her show. Social media also allowed for Kim's fans to keep her name relevant as they shared their thoughts on the show and other news surrounding the Kardashians. The end of Kim and Paris' friendship was seemingly confirmed in 2008 when Paris said on a radio show that Kim Kardashian's butt looked like cottage cheese inside of a trash bag. Though her comment was disrespectful, it is important to acknowledge seeing Kim become so famous couldn't have been easy for Paris. She had, from her perspective, employed Kim and plucked her out of relative obscurity. Sure, Kim had been known of, but it wasn't until her friendship with Paris that interest in her grew. In the beginning of their friendship, Paris had been the huge star. It seemed nearly impossible to predict that Kim would ever reach Paris' level of fame, and it seemed even more absurd to think she'd ever surpass it. It's only human nature that this would inspire some sort of jealousy or resentment at the very least. Over the next couple years, Paris would remain vocal about the fact that she was the one who deserved credit for making Kim Kardashian famous, not Ray J and not Kanye West. Paris' disparaging comments didn't stop Kim. By 2010, she'd become the highest earning reality TV star, bringing in $6 million that year from her show alone. It was clear the Kardashians weren't going anywhere. Their reality show was still going strong, and it had inspired spin-offs like Kourtney and Kim Take Miami. Kim had become a staple at prestigious events like the Met Gala and had amassed millions of followers on social media. Kim also secured endorsements for Carl's Jr. and PETA. She still had Dash and released 2 more fragrances and was becoming enough of a personality to guest star as herself on shows like 90210. Taking another page out of her famous ex-BFFs book, Kim decided to dabble in music with her single Jam Turn It Up. The song was a commercial flop and never became a camp classic like Paris' single, Stars Are Blind. With music out of the window, Kim managed to continue using her fame from her own reality show to get onto others like The Apprentice. Like her stint on Dancing with the Stars, The Apprentice put Kim in front of a wider audience in an effort to make her a household name. Though she was commonly seen as a talentless socialite whose greatest contribution to society was a sex tape, Kim continued to expand her reach in an attempt to make her brand as big as possible. She signed on for 2 more seasons of Keeping Up with the Kardashians, a deal that was reportedly worth over $50 million. This version of Kim Kardashian, the one that dominated the internet, TV, and magazine covers, was a completely different Kim from the one that hung off Paris' arm, waiting for her time to shine. In a 2011 interview with Harper's Bazaar, Kim said about Paris, "We don't really talk. As I always say, everyone comes into your life for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. There comes a point in your life where you just grow apart and you realize you're not as similar as you thought." Whether or not they were similar as people, Kim had chosen an extremely similar career path to Paris. It started to seem as if Kim had watched Paris' career closely, emulating her rise to stardom, but making sure not to make the same mistakes Paris had. Though it was Paris who pioneered the rich kid turned reality TV star formula, it was Kim who not only perfected it, but expanded it into an empire. Paris attempted to make a return to reality TV in 2011. The World According to Paris premiered on Oxygen, though due to low ratings, it was canceled in its first season. Throughout the early 2010s, the Kardashian Kamp continued to divide and conquer with an inundation of spin-offs, endorsements, and weddings. Kim's marriage to Kris Humphries caused a media frenzy for famously lasting only 72 days. The relationship had been a major plot point for that season of Keeping Up with the Kardashians, with fans eagerly waiting for Kim's wedding episode to premiere on TV. Kim continued to turn her infamy into an empire with a collection at Sears, a nail polish line, and another Keeping Up spinoff, Kourtney and Kim Take New York. In 2012, Kim finally went public with her relationship with Kanye West. Though she was now a certified star in her own right, her relationship with Kanye shot her to a higher echelon of fame. By the mid-2010s, Kim Kardashian had more concretely expanded her brand on social media. She was no stranger to a selfie or a sponsored post.
Your sister's going to jail. Have a little compassion.
Kim, would you stop taking pictures of yourself? Your sister's going to jail.
Chloe's going.
Here, Kim, this one.
Kim became associated with the selfie, going as far as to release Selfish, a book of selfies, in 2015. She had since become Kim Kardashian West and simultaneously branded herself as a wife, mother, and businesswoman. Kim had successfully created a dynasty, making her family one of the most famous and powerful in the entertainment industry, an impressive feat to accomplish off the back of a sex tape, a reality show, and a few famous friends. Kim used her fame and her social media savvy to become one of the first influencers, a new type of celebrity at the time who sold their online fans a lifestyle and used their platform to promote products for companies. Kim also capitalized on her massive fandom by releasing Kim Kardashian Hollywood. The mobile game gave players the chance to live the star-studded world of Kim Kardashian. Much like Kardashian herself, players would start on the E-list and try to work themselves to the A-list by increasing their fame and reputation. In just a few months after its release, the game had made nearly $44 million. Kim Kardashian West had become a true A-lister, having traded her former friends Paris and Nicole for more famous friends like Anna Wintour, the Carters, and Donatella Versace. Kim was a favorite of high-end designers like Balmain and could be seen sitting front row at Fashion Week and award shows alike. Unlike her former friend and assistant, Paris wasn't the A-lister she'd once been. Paris was attempting to make a name for herself as a DJ, which earned negative remarks from established DJs like Deadmau5 and Samantha Ronson. As far as most were concerned, Paris was a washed-up socialite who had sunk into oblivion after a series of irresponsible choices. Though she was still well known, she hadn't done much in the years since her peak to keep her name relevant, opposite of Kim. Throughout the early to mid-2010s, Paris continued to DJ, release fragrances, and open stores. She spent a lot of her time in Europe, where she seemed to have a steady fan base, though it was still small compared to the pull Kim Kardashian seemed to have on the entire world. Since Paris's peak, the landscape of fashion and beauty had changed drastically. The bright, bubbly colors and bling associated with Y2K fashion has since been phased out for a more muted color palette. Oversized clothing and athleisure were becoming more popular, as seen by the popularity of Yeezy, Kanye West's fashion line. Kim's proximity to current, on-trend fashion kept her looking far more relevant and trendy than Paris, who had never fully abandoned the pink, rhinestones, and girly fashion that she's made her trademark in the early 2000s. By 2015, it appeared Kim and Paris were on the road to reconciliation. In an interview, Paris said she was proud of Kim and that she'd had the chance to meet both Kanye and their daughter, Northwest. She didn't speak on their falling out, only expressing feelings of happiness for the way Kim Kardashian's career had panned out. Paris praised Kim again in an interview with Glamour. She said she'd always admired Kim's work ethic and determination, and that despite becoming massively wealthy, Kim hadn't let the fame or the money go to her head. In 2016, Paris made an appearance at the Kardashians' Christmas Eve party, an event that has since become a must for many celebrities. Kim and Paris took pictures together and sledded together, seeming to put their drama behind them once and for all. In 2018, Kim recruited her old friend to model for her husband's line Yeezy. It was odd to see Paris in colors other than pink, but it was nice to see her supporting Kim again. All these years later, instead of Kim adopting Paris' style like old times, it was the other way around, with Paris easily able to be mistaken for a Kardashian in her muted Yeezy Season 6 outfit. With her long blonde hair, leggings, and oversized jacket, Paris looked more like Kim than Kim herself. Kim tweeted the photos and called Paris the OG, acknowledging that Paris had paved the way for her success. The campaign featured other influencers who had been Kimified with blonde wigs and Yeezy outfits, including the Claremont twins and Sammy Moreau. In 2019, Kim stated on Keeping Up with the Kardashians that she would do anything for Paris. This was after being asked to appear in the music video for Paris' song, My Best Friend's Ass. At the time, Kim had her hands full with the arrival of her son Psalm and preparations for the Met Gala, but she was willing to make time for Paris, who Kim said gave her her career. For that reason, Kim felt the need to express loyalty to her friend, and appearing in a music video was a tiny favor compared to the life that Paris had helped Kim build. This was one of the first times Kim had publicly credited her career to Paris, a change from her feelings a decade earlier that Paris wasn't someone who was meant to be in her life in the long run. It seemed both women had grown up and put behind them the shady comments they'd made in their younger years. In 2020, Paris and Kim once again joined forces for a campaign for Skims, Kim's hugely successful shapewear line. The two wore velour tracksuits, a nod to the ubiquitous juicy couture tracksuit that was a staple for early aught celebrities. The two of them recreated some of the very paparazzi shots that had been their bread and butter in the early 2000s. In the photos, the two sported matching metallic Louis Vuitton handbags, directly inspired by these paparazzi photos of them from 2006. A Kim and Paris reunion was just what any fan of 2000 celebrity culture needed. Kim had since grown into a billionaire businesswoman, hosting photo shoots of her own instead of calling up the paparazzi for some publicity. The narrative around Paris Hilton was shifting as she'd opened up about the trauma she'd faced at the hands of the troubled teen industry. This vulnerability helped make Paris a more sympathetic and respected character than she had been in the early 2000s, when she was simply seen as spoiled, vain, and unlikable. In addition, the resurgence of Y2K fashion made it almost a no-brainer that Paris would be welcomed back into the public eye with open arms. Retrospectives on how demeaning 2000s tabloid culture had been to young women also created a space for people to view Paris with more sympathy and understanding than she'd been met with in her 20s. Kim was again by her friend's side at Paris' 2021 wedding. Over the years, Paris had been unlucky in love, having been engaged 3 times prior. But when Paris finally made it to the altar, Kim was in attendance, able to share in the beautiful moment. Kim gave her friend a pep talk and helped her with her dress just moments before the ceremony. Kim could also be seen helping Paris adjust her veil in other photos and seemed truly honored to be there for Paris' big day. Nicole Richie was also invited to the wedding, giving Kim the chance to catch up with another old friend. It seems like everyone is finally on good terms, and we can expect more iconic duo moments from Paris and Kim in the future. Kim is a good example of how important it is to use connections to one's advantage. Though it's wrong to outright use people for self-advancement, it is important to remember that there's always a lesson to learn from the people around you and that anyone can be a mentor.
Thank you for all your many lessons, Lord Baelish. I will never forget them.
Kim grew up with parents who had important connections, and Kim has learned, especially from her mother, the importance of keeping successful people close. Yes, Paris and Kim were friends, but Paris was also someone who Kim could learn from, as she was already in a position that Kim was aspiring to. Her friendship with Paris served the dual function of giving Kim more famous connections than she'd already had, but also helped Kim learn how to properly rise to fame. She could take aspects of Paris' success that worked, as well as learn from Paris' mistakes. When you compare Kim's strategy to fame, famous parents, sex tape, and then reality show, it almost seems like an exact copy of Paris's. However, while the attention was on her, Kim continued to make more and more connections and use any opportunity possible to raise her status. Kim also had a slightly different background from Paris, which helped her in the long run. She had adopted a business mindset from her father, Robert Kardashian, who had always expressed to his children the value of hard work. Because of this, Kim had been an entrepreneur from an early age. It was her styling and closet organizing business that had brought her closer to Paris initially, as well as other popular celebrities at the time like Brandy Norwood and Lindsay Lohan. The Kardashians seemed to treat fame like a business, emphasizing connections and seizing opportunities, rather than seeing fame as a birthright like Paris did. Kim's position as Paris' employee made it seem like Kim didn't expect to have everything handed to her. When Keeping Up premiered, a major point of the show was Kim and her sisters trying to run Dash, as well as expand their brand and businesses. The show also emphasized the importance of family, humanizing Kim and the rest of the Kardashian Jenners. It was relatable, but Kim's tape and high-profile relationships also provided the Hollywood scandal needed to keep viewers engaged. Though Kim wasn't taken too seriously by most, she appeared to at least be somewhat working towards a career, as opposed to Paris, whose media portrayal made her look like a one-note brat. Kim never came off as too good to work for something or too good to poke fun at herself. In addition to appearing more multifaceted than Paris, Kim's reputation was slightly less messy. Of course, Kim Kardashian is no angel. Though her sex appeal, relationships, and tape have certainly boosted her career, whilst contributing to her infamy, there weren't any stories that indicated that Kim had any problems with substance abuse, for example. She didn't have a criminal record, and unlike many of her peers, Kim escaped the 2000s LA scene without a DUI, a rehab stint, or an ankle monitor. It's not entirely correct to say Kim's only talent was being in the right place at the right time, or that her talents don't go further than her tape. Though Kim was born with more advantages than the average person, it still requires effort to create as much of a return on those connections as Kim and her family have. Instead of relying solely on her parents' money, Kim created a business where she could provide some sort of value to the people in her circle, which gave them more of a reason to keep her around. Kim could have used these famous friendships as her way into clubs and red carpets and nothing more. But instead, she closely watched the moves of those around her, using them as a playbook to create an empire and a caliber of fame that hadn't been seen before her. She had the perfect teacher in Paris Hilton, who opened the door for Kim Kardashian to become the celebrity royalty she is today. If you like this video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, let me know what you'd want to see from me next. I think a Chloe Bailey video is long overdue, so if you're looking forward to that, please let me know down in the comments. And as always, I will see you guys in my next video. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.